Hello, you're watching a live lesson from Digital DJ Tips, the studios of the world's largest online DJ school. This is very simple. The way this works is that we answer all your questions and give you all the help you need anywhere in your DJing. Any challenges you have, just ask away. We're live, which means we're on YouTube, Twitch and Facebook. However, I have got a special tip to share with you right at the beginning here, which is about this unit that you can see in front of me here, which is the Rekordbox controller, the FLX10, although what I'm about to share with you works with any Rekordbox controller, any Rekordbox setup. We're currently recording a course about Rekordbox software. It's incredible software, very powerful, works with all kinds of digital DJ gear from Pioneer DJ, from this pretty cool controller that you can see now, all the way to the little Flex 4 beginner controller, all the way up to the Pro DJ gear. Here's the Pro setup, 2 CDJ 3000s and a DJM A9 mixer. However you're DJing, with or without a laptop, Rekordbox is going to be in the DJ booth with you. So it's a cool piece of software, and it's about time we updated our course on it. We've got a brand new Rekordbox 6 Made Easy course coming up. However, as part of that course, of course, we're digging deep into Rekordbox and we're rediscovering all of its cool features. And one of the cool features of Rekordbox is one that very few people actually know. Now, these effects down the middle of your DJ gear are called color effects, right? These are normally filters, okay? So we've got a track playing away. That's the normal use of these, right? As a filter. However, they have got other uses, and that's what the other buttons are for. Now, these might be a little bit less flash than this if your controller is not as big as this. However, you do get access to some of these, including things like the noise effect, and all the others. Now, there's lots that you can do with these, and we go into it in a lot of detail in the course. We teach you about how you can reassign them, how you can change the parameters. So if you think the noise is a bit loud, or you want the filter to be a bit more resonant, there's lots of changes you can make, and then they're just there whenever you DJ, which is cool. But one particular thing that people don't understand sometimes about this that's really powerful is that you can have these set in a way that only works with Traktor. Is the only other DJ, I'm gonna guess Virtual DJ will let you do this as well, because it's pretty cool. It does most things. But you don't have to have the one you've got chosen, because currently the one we've got chosen, noise by the way is a weird one, because it's still, you can still hear it when there's no tracks playing. I've got no tracks playing at all here. We've still got noise effects. Actually, I've never thought of that. You could have them all at a different frequency, couldn't you? Wow, freaky stuff. I can see a little action plan coming on there. Anyway, the point is that they're all set to the same thing, right? But it doesn't have to be that way. So if you're watching on a phone, squint, do the pinch and zoom, because you're gonna have to be able to see the very top of my screen now where my mouse pointer is. You can firstly turn on the effects panel in your Rekordbox, okay? Which brings up this panel here. It's all very, very tiny. Now the CFX, or color effects at the bottom, has this little 3 dot section here. If you click on this, you can change the effect that's mapped to each of these, which is really, really cool. So currently my main deck is deck number 1. Currently it's a filter. Deck number 2 is currently a filter. But let's say I change deck number 2 to noise, and deck number 4 to pitch, and deck number 3 rather, to dub echo. So now this is a dub echo, this is a filter, this is noise, and this is pitch. And I can show you that. Let's get that track playing. Instant double it onto all the other decks, just drag. Okay, so deck number 1. Got to turn it on. Turn them on up here. Is a filter. Deck number 3. Is a dub echo. Deck number 2 is noise. Deck number 4 is pitch. So what I've done there is map to each of these controls a different color effect. And that's something that in our experience, lots of people don't know you can do in Rekordbox. Extremely powerful software. There's your tip. And now it's over to you, because for the rest of today's show, it's about your questions, your challenges. We've got Rekordbox clearly set up here because I've been teaching on it. So I'm going to stop those decks before my OCD gets to me. So we've got Rekordbox set up here. So if you want any questions about Rekordbox, probably a good time to ask them. As I say, the new course is coming soon. But also we've got the CDJ set up here, and I'm surrounded by other controllers and other devices. I've got the Numark Mixstream Pro here, which is Mixstream Pro Go actually here. Great story about this. Well, it's not that great. Anyway, it's nice for me. My daughter, who's 10, is going to be DJing her school party for the younger kids using this. She wanted to DJ, and I thought, what can I give her? I'll give her a Mixstream Pro Go, because all she's got to do is open a playlist and DJ away with it. It's got speakers and everything on it. So she's going to be doing a DJ set, a 10-year-old girl. And I'm going to obviously be telling you all about it. And you never know, it might create some content for digital DJ tips. So I've got that there. I've got everything you see behind me. And off camera, we've got literally DJ gear from Traktor, Serato, Rekordbox, Virtual DJ, you name it. So whatever you need help with, ask away. And I'm here to help. Now, there's lots of people already doing that. If the chat is working today, it's behaving today, which is good. I will continue looking through all your comments, and we'll get to the first questions. First though, just a few hellos. Hi to Mixmaster G, Paul, Leon, Don, The Ruckus, DJ John Robat, Luke, Paul Lampett, Mark Cox in County Durham, Lorre, who says good. Newbie here says our songs on YouTube. Hello everyone, hello to you. Hello to DJ Baldwin and Mika in Missouri, to Java Man Sanchez, and of course to You Don't Like My Music over there in Toronto. Hello, You Don't Like My Music. Lou, hello to you. I hope you're doing well. Lou says Rekordbox 6 course update is coming soon. Yippee, can't wait, Phil. Thank you. DJ Baldwin, hello to you, DJ Baldwin. I've actually going to do something now that the team always say, don't do stuff like that, Phil. But I like doing stuff like this. I'm excited by it. It's fun. So I'm going to show you the progress on the Rekordbox course, because we are working extremely hard on this. So I'm now off camera into our company's internal systems, and I'm going to show you the Kanban chart for our course, for the Rekordbox course. It looks like this at the moment. So this is the modules that you're going to be seeing in the course. You're going to be seeing a Get Started module, a music collection module, an export mode module, 3 performance mode modules, and then stuff that covers all the extra features and the cloud features and so on. And as you can see by the little green ticks, I am about 3/5 of the way through making this, which is absolutely fantastic. Not an awful lot more to do. A few more weeks and we'll have all of this done, which I'm very, very excited about, people. I'm not going to lie. It's a big task. And it's a task that's a lot of fun for us all. So we're just finishing off the effects now, which is why, of course, I was there with some stuff to show you about these effects here, because it's fresh on my mind. But we've got all the advanced stuff to come, slices and sequencers and track separation and mix point link and all that stuff. And then all the stuff about MIDI mapping and video and lyrics and Rekordbox edit and lighting, and then all the new cloud stuff, which is all like, none of this was there last time we made this course. So it's exciting to be adding all this stuff. Right then, questions. I'm here to help, so please do ask away whatever channel you're on. This is from Ray, who says, is there any way I could chat with you regarding backing up and storing on SSDs? Ray, here's my tip for you. Get onto Facebook, type in Global DJ Network. Global DJ Network, and join that group. It is our Facebook group for everyone, not just our students, and we can help you in there with anything you want to talk about. So get in there and talk that. You Don't Like My Music says, I hate the phasing that happens when you double up tracks. Yeah, you heard it there, didn't you, when I was going like this, the track was doubling up. Oh, you're getting a little inside view here into how this all works. So we have kind of like compound cameras here. So if I was just talking about this controller now, I'd have it in the middle and I'd have it nicely zoomed in like this, so it all look cool. But I'm not just talking about the controller, I'm teaching about the controller, and therefore I need to have the decks on. So we have this kind of compound view here that shows them both. There you go. So anyway, yes. Yes, when you play all the decks at once, all those 4 decks you can see at the top, you do get a kind of phasing noise, don't you? And it's, I don't know, some DJs quite like that. Right, so thank you for the comment. So let's see what else we are asking about your DJing world and how I can help you today. This is from Treo, who says the Tractor S4 does allow you to do that as well. Yes, it does. Jay says, wicked stuff. I love digital DJ tips. We love you too, Jay. This is from Sony Man 34. What do you do when your laptop memory nears full from song downloads? What options do I have? So you actually mean your hard drive, of course, not your memory, but the issue is the same. You're running out of space for your songs. So the first thing I would say to you, Sony Man 34, is almost certainly you've got too many songs. How many times have you listened to every song on your hard drive? If I played a song to you and said, have you got this? Would you know for sure if you had it or not? If I put 20 songs at random from your hard drive into a playlist and stuck you in front of a crowd and said, DJ with those 20 songs, would you know the songs? Would you know what to do? Because if the answer to those questions is hand on heart, honestly, probably not. You shouldn't have those songs in your collection. Just listen to them on streaming services or something. The songs in your collection should be the ones that you know and love and DJ with. Otherwise, why have you got them? You're not a record collector, you're a DJ with tools of the trade. And your tools of the trade are better if you know how to use them all. And the only way you're going to know how to use them all is only by having the ones that you actually use in your collection. It's a shift in your head from, I love music, I want to collect it all, to what do I need in my collection? Now, there is a proviso here. If you're a mobile DJ, of course, you're going to need a wider selection of music so you can play requests and so on. But even then, the best mobile DJs are very careful about what they carry around with them. And they know that if someone requests this will probably do. And actually, this is a better song, etc., etc. I'll give you an idea. Layback Luke has been DJing for 25 years. I think when we counted his record collection, when we were making our course with him, he had, it was either 1,300 or 2,300 songs. Could have been 1,300. Anyway, it was only a couple of thousand maximum. 25 years DJing. That doesn't fill any computer. So really the question I would ask you here is get a grip on the music you've got and throw out the stuff you don't want. Why can't you do that? Because doing that is probably the best bet. You know, you can start moving on to using external hard drives, etc., etc. But it's like having a house. You know, sometimes you see those programs on TV where they have a big clear out. They find someone who's got 50 years of junk, and then the person's probably suffering, and they move in and they have this whole thing, and at the end of it the person's got a clean house and they're mentally a lot more stable, and they say, thank you, why didn't I do that years ago? Do that with your music collection. That's my advice. As I say, most people who I have this conversation with end up agreeing with me. So I'm sure that that's probably going to work for you, Sony Man. But if not, let me know why you need so much music. I'm all ears. Right, so this is from The Rockers, who says, I knew your girl was going to follow in Daddy's footsteps. I'll tell you what, she is so nervous. It's like she gets rude when she's nervous, right? She stomps around the house with her arms like Wednesday, and she starts being very short with us, and she's very nervous about this DJ set. Whenever I mention it, she clams up. So anyway, we're going to get her 50 favourite tunes at the weekend. We're going to put them on the Numark, and I'm going to teach her how to count to 4, press play, and smoothly move across. This is from DJ Ed Lover, who says, Phil, can you come and talk to my sons, please? Neither of them want to follow in my DJ footsteps. So there we go. Luke, are you aware of any new controller releases coming this year or next for the mid-price range between about $500 and $1,000? Am I the only one who thinks that the only decent options out there are the NS4FX, the Flex 6 and the 707M? Yes, there is an interesting thing, isn't there? There's a lot of controllers, trying to get it the right way up, around this kind of range, right? $300. Pioneer DJ-FLX10, Numark mix tracks, the Hercules controllers, right? All around this kind of price point, loads of them. And then you move up to this kind of controller. Whoops, there's your comments. Then you move up to this kind of controller, which costs you 4 figures, right? These are brilliant. 4 channels, you've got stuff around the back so you can plug your lights in. They've got all kinds of cool stuff, right? But they're expensive. Where's the stuff in the middle? And the truth is, there isn't very much. Now, I've spoken to the controller manufacturers about this, and they say basically as soon as someone has decided that they want to go a bit higher, then the next step up is something big like this. Now, my favorite controller that isn't quite as expensive as that lot is this one. I think this is the unsung hero of the controller market. This is the Thinking DJ's controller. It is the Roland DJ707M, $999. It's got everything. As long as you want to use Serato, you're happy to use Serato, everything you could possibly want in a controller. And as long as you don't mind the size and the slightly smaller jog wheels, it's got everything you could possibly want and more. It's got complete control over Serato. If it hasn't got control over the exact thing you want, you can just map it. It's got better control over Serato's built-in effects than any other controller. It's got incredible stuff that you can't see from looking at the panel. So for instance, you can have compressors and EQ over your master output, which you don't get on nearly any other controllers. Not only that, you can save all that information so that when you get to a venue where you always have the EQ set in a certain way and so on, just press a button and it'll dial it up again. And being Roland, it's even got a sequencer built into it. It's got the ability to plug into laptops, all kinds of external stuff as well. This is a real bargain in that mid-range. But you're right, there's very little in that mid-range, and it's an interesting one. As I say, the controller manufacturers, I think they feel like if they start making good stuff in that mid-range, then people aren't going to buy their expensive stuff like this here. So I think that is possibly the reason for it, that they want you to buy this. I'm going to give us a nice zoomed in view of this from now on. So yeah, it's an interesting one, and there isn't very much in that price range. I agree with you, and I don't know of anything coming out because they just tend to, and even like the 2-channel versions of the 4-channel controllers, right? The Prime 2 and the SC Live 2 and the DDJ-800 and all that kind of thing. When they upgrade these controllers, no one seems very enthusiastic about making the 2-channel versions. I just think it's because they don't sell. So it's an interesting one. Thanks for the question there, Luke. Can you use Rekordbox after what I just demoed, I guess, says Jacobs, on a tractor controller? No, it has to be a Rekordbox controller, I'm afraid. Hello, Dr. Clara. Always nice to see you over there on Twitch. So Robert says, is there a way of having 2 instances of DJ software synced on 2 PCs, DJing on one and another one as a backup, but both running the same instance? In other words, a mirror of the main PC. And no, there isn't. Now, there's a few ways around this, depending upon what software you're using. The classic way around this, which is the way I use generally, is to have your DJ music in a local folder on your DJ computer. So this is my DJ computer here, right? This is in the studio. This is only used for DJing. It's not used for editing videos. I don't take it home. I don't send my emails on it. This is my DJ computer. And this runs the DJ software. It lives here next to the DJ gear, right? So your DJ computer has the master copy of everything on it. But what I do is back up from that computer the database for the DJ software, and also my actual music to the cloud. I back it up to Dropbox. And therefore, I've got a Dropbox copy of everything. Now, you could, in theory, download that Dropbox copy onto another computer. Indeed, I do download my music itself onto another computer, so I've got a copy of my DJ music to play in any other player. But you will run into problems if you then try and do the same with the database for the software, because your software isn't designed to work that way, so you might run into issues. But certainly to back up and then maybe to copy the music itself to another computer, that is one way of doing it. However, I mean, this is, again, just because I'm doing it right now, but then currently there is no other way of doing this, I don't think. Something in the back of my head is telling me that there is, but I can't think right now who is doing this as well. Could be, I'll come back to that one. Maybe someone will come back to it for me. But Rekordbox has got this. It's called Rekordbox Cloud Library. And so you can subscribe to Rekordbox and it will keep your music in the cloud for you. And it will also keep that data in the cloud for you. And it will then allow you to DJ properly with Rekordbox on any computer, and also prepare your library in Rekordbox on any computer. And also on your phone, you can do the same thing. You can be preparing your music, preparing your playlist, putting your cue points and your loops and your beat grids, and then as soon as you go back to another computer, everything is there. It's quite clever the way it does it, but it is under a subscription. So I don't think anyone else, I think Algorithm's DJ Pro AI kind of gets close with the music anyway, but Rekordbox is the only way of doing it unless you go to a third-party tool. So there are tools like Mixo, M-I-X-O, that's just launched recently. that allows you to put your library into the cloud and then push it back to DJ software, but it's limited. I think it's version 1, and I'd like to see some things added to that before I can really recommend it to you. One of the main ones is it doesn't get the beat grids right between software, because some software lets you put beat grids onto tracks that haven't got an electronic beat and that need a bit more work, and it can't handle that. To me, that's kind of a deal breaker. So there are people out there trying to solve this problem, but if you want one all-encompassing solution that will work on, as I say, all of your Rekordbox instances, whether you're using a little controller at home on your laptop, or whether you're going out to the club and plugging in and you want to use something like the Pro gear that I've got over here, then Rekordbox Cloud under a subscription is the way to go. And it cleverly combines Dropbox for your music and Rekordbox Pioneer's own servers for the data. Right, thank you for that question. It's a good one. And I'm sure if there's any other way of doing that, then one of our fantastic, knowledgeable attendees here will help me out with that. Thank you, Robert. So let's grab a question here. This is from Spider on Facebook. Have you thought about combining a DDJ-XP2 with the FLX10 to give yourself even more surface controls? I've got a DDJ-XP2 right here. A DDJ-XP2 is this unit here, which is designed to give you, because the pads have got, there's actually 16 pad controls for hot cues and so on in Rekordbox, and there's only 8, or only ever 8 pads on the, there's the comments again, right button please Phil, here, on here. Whoops. There's only ever 8 pads here, right? So this gives you full control over all 16 pads, but also gives you a lot more control as well. And the idea is you would have it here, kind of like on a nice stand behind your gear, looking really cool and giving you easy access to all that extra stuff. Yes, I have thought about combining it. I'll be honest with you, I find that there's plenty for me to do on the controller as it is. But it could make life easier for you because, you know, you're not switching modes quite so much with something like this. Works with Serato as well, by the way, and I'm pretty sure you could map it to any DJ gear as well. It's always nice to have extra buttons. I do agree with you there. But yes, I have thought of it. No, it's not on my timeline for things to cover for digital DJ tips in a hurry. If I had a couple of doppelgangers, we'd be covering all this stuff. But we've got to assign our resources as best we can, which means we can't do everything. This is from Sarah. Hello, Sarah. Not spoken for a while. I hope you are well. I'm just dipping my toes into Ableton and I'm thinking about doing some production. I also hear you can use its warp function to properly beat grid older tracks. Any tips on where to start with this? Yes, you can. So basically in Ableton, you can take in a piece of music and you can beat grid it just in the same way that you can with tracks in DJ software. And the beauty about that is you can then output the finished track. And then you can have, you know, I don't know, think of an old track that needs beat gridding. Sister Sledge. Some old Sister Sledge track, brackets, Sarah's beat gridded mix, close brackets, right? And then that's going to work on any, you can load that on any old DJ gear and it will always stay on the beat because you've done the work elsewhere. So the best way to do it is just to get on good old YouTube. There's loads of videos on YouTube of people showing you how to warp tracks in Ableton. Get on YouTube. It's not very hard. Once you've done it once, you'll remember it instantly. There's a few warp modes and you have to select the right one. But yeah, it's a good thing to do. I mean, it's also very easy to do it in DJ software as well. So as long as you're sticking to one piece of software, then I don't think there's any need to do that. But if you've got Ableton anyway, hey, it's a good thing to learn how to do. So this is from Dano, who says, how do you stay inspired to record mixes if you spend a lot of time alone? I have a difficult time to get the motivation to mix without an audience, thank you. And I think live streaming is your friend here, Dano. So I'll give you 2 tips. Tip number 1, live streaming. Just do a live stream every month, every 2 weeks, every week, whatever you feel comfortable with. Practice a mix and then live stream it to the world. Doesn't matter if no one tunes in. The fact is you're getting up to speed with something, you're practicing. It's almost like a gig. It's like a mini gig, right? Because you are committing to something and then doing it. And live streaming is a bit like blogging. Once you start, you've got to be consistent. That's the way you build an audience and that's the way you grow as a DJ in that medium. So live streaming could be a good one. And another thing is making official DJ mixes and releasing them. So you could do both at the same time. So for instance, if you use a platform like Mixcloud, you could live stream your mix and Mixcloud will record the live stream and then you can place it on a Mixcloud page and it lives there forever. Or if you'd rather do one or the other, Mixcloud could do either for you. Twitch is a great place to live stream. I'd say Mixcloud's the best place to keep your mixes. Either way, doing something like that you can commit to, that's got the potential for a few people to tune in, maybe it'll just give you enough of an impetus to do that. And of course, as soon as people do start noticing you, and again, it might only be single figures, make sure that you say hello to them, make sure you make friends with them, make sure you get them on a list that you can let them know when you do the next thing. It might take you a few months, but you will slowly build an audience around what you do if you're consistent. That need for consistency might be the thing that kicks you out of this kind of lull that you're in, Dano. So thank you for that question. This is from DJ Kush or DJ Kush. The FLX10 or the Rane 4. This is the FLX10, of course, the Rane 4. I have somewhere around me. He said, looking around. I'm going to walk off camera and grab it, just to show that we are not biased here and that we do cover everything. The only reason I'm going on about Rekordbox so much at the moment is that we are literally into months of filming for our new Rekordbox course. But those of you that know me will know that we had months of filming for our Serato course just recently. Okay, so here we are then. This is I'm trying to do 4 things at once here. There we go. This is the Rane 4. It's a big, heavy controller for Serato. And the question is, this one or the FLX10 for stems? So the short answer to your question is, if stems is the be all and end all for you, the Rane 4 is your controller. Stems are superior on Serato to Rekordbox, and the Rane 4 is the kind of culmination of all that thinking that Serato have done for their software in hardware form. It's got great control over stems and it's a lovely controller anyway. So if you are interested in using stems and you want the current best, then certainly that is the best software hardware combination that we know of at the moment. Serato stems are up there with the best as far as their features and sound go, and that is a great controller. That said, Rekordbox stems is running a decent bit of competition for that. So Rekordbox stems only has 3 drums, vocals and instruments, as opposed to the 4 drums, vocals, instruments and bass that you get on all other stems implementations. But that said, it has stems effects. And stems effects let you take the vocal, the instruments or the drums or any combination thereof and apply the beat effects only to those and the color effects only to those, which is unique to this. So this is a different way of approaching the idea. So it's a plus. This is probably a minus, the fact you've only got 3, but this is a plus. And another reason that this is cool is that you can easily put the stems onto the EQs, and so you can have drums, vocals and instruments on their own knobs here, which is not quite as easy to do on other systems. Virtual DJ can do most of this, by the way, and its stems sound very good, but the issue with Virtual DJ is you need to be a little bit more technical, whereas Rekordbox and Serato has got it all thought through for you in their systems. But Virtual DJ is another one to try. But you asked about the 2 controllers specifically. This one, if you like the idea of having FX part select, they call it, and having effects on only certain parts of the stems, and you're happy with 3 and you like the idea of having EQs to work with them, and the Rane 4 if you want the better quality with Serato stems, and the 4th stem, the bass stem, which is missing, and a lot of other cool functions which make it a lot of fun to DJ with as well. We're spoiled. There's a lot of great stuff out there at the moment. So this is from DJ Timothy Callahan, who says, will the Rekordbox course cover library management? Yes, it does. It covers all the features of managing your library in Rekordbox. It doesn't cover being a DJ and creating a great music collection and organizing it, because that's the same in all software, right? It's really nothing about software. It's about you. It's about here. That is covered in it's covered in 2 things. Our book, which I'd encourage you to get, mainly because you can have it for free. I'll tell you how in a second. But also in our complete DJ course, where we cover the 5 big areas that are covered in the book. The 5 big areas are music, gear, techniques, playing out and promoting yourself, which are on page 7 of the book. This is the crux of how we teach. So in our complete DJ course, we've got a whole module on the techie stuff, the gear, a whole module on the music, which is where you'll find this stuff, a whole module on techniques, mixing and stuff, a whole module on playing out and performing, and a whole module on the business of DJing, promoting yourself, right? That's how the course is taught. So if you want to know the way DJs think about music and the way to arrange your music collection, grab the book, but also look at the complete DJ course. Our Rekordbox course goes into detail about the amazing stuff in Rekordbox, and it is amazing the stuff that Rekordbox has got in it that you don't get in any other software, which is not surprising really, because Rekordbox started off as a piece of software for organizing your music. Back in the day with Rekordbox, it wasn't about using the software to DJ with at all. In fact, there wasn't a DJ version of the software. Rekordbox was all about using this kind of gear and plugging your USB drive into your CDs and then DJing from there. And so you had to really organize your library properly to use the smaller screens and to be able to search and so on. And so Rekordbox is, unsurprisingly, from those kind of beginnings, a really good piece of software for organizing your music in. This is a Rekordbox collection you're looking at now. And it has all this stuff at the side, which is unique to Rekordbox. So you can tag any tunes you want with all of these kinds of tags, and these are all editable by you. So for instance, you can have multiple genres easily in Rekordbox, not easy in any other software. They have a set of tags called components, which is a suggested tag, but I think it's a good one. So you can have things like synth, vocal, sub bass, piano, dark, saxophone, and you can be ticking things that occur in the songs. If you want to play a song with, you know, 3 or 4 saxophone, a set with 3 or 4 saxophone songs, by selecting this tag, all your saxophone songs will come up. And then they have something called situation, where you can tag songs for main floor, second floor, lounge, midnight, morning, build up, whatever. And you can change all these. So you can have any tag you want, any title you want. This is something you don't get in any other software. And it does have smart playlists and all the stuff that you might have seen in things like iTunes as well. Rekordbox is extremely powerful software for organizing your music. The best, I think. And we cover all of this in great detail in the course. So yeah, hope that helps you. The course Rekordbox 6 Made Easy is coming out at the end of June, by the way, for those of you interested in knowing that. I told you how I was going to say how you can get this book, wasn't I? That's very easy as well. Let me show you. So you need to head over to the website, digitaldjtips.com. Let's do this together. Just Digital DJ Tips. We'll do it in any search engine. Click at the top and you will come to our homepage. Here you will see all the courses that I'm talking about, and you can click through and see the James Hype and Jazzy Jeff and Layback Luke and Angelo course and all of our stuff. You can see the complete DJ course, the software courses. Here's the Rekordbox course, by the way. And by the way, if you can't wait for the new course, just go buy the current one. The current one's up to date. We've been keeping it up to date, and you'll get the new one for free as soon as we launch it. That's what we do with all our courses. Everyone always has the most up-to-date version. So anyway, I digress. When you're on the website, click join at the top. You'll go to a page that says become a better DJ in just 7 minutes a week. The reason for that is that we send you an email every week on a Tuesday called Tuesday Tips, and it takes about 7 minutes to read it. It's full of tips, videos, tutorials, features, reviews, everything from our school for free, that you can come and click through to the stuff that's of interest to you. So it's worth being on this list just to get that email. But as a thank you for joining the list, I'll give you a copy of the book. He says, holding it upside down. It is the #1 selling book on Amazon on how to DJ. It's also a Kindle book. It's an audio book. You can buy it in bookshops, but I'll give you a PDF download of this just for becoming our latest member. So you can't really lose. Head over to Digital DJ Tips and join up. And we're not just a school, by the way. For those of you that are newish here, we're also a blog about DJing. So you'll find gear reviews. We've got a searchable gear section here where you can drill down to the software you want, the amount of money you want to spend, etc., etc., and read our full reviews here, all of them reviewed with the gear in front of me and with videos as well. So this is a really good resource. And also we write about everything going on in the DJ world. So this week, Ableton has launched a new push that's standalone and modular and battery powered. That's pretty cool. This week we've been rounding up the best DJ turntables of 2023, and we've got thousands and thousands of articles in here for you to browse. So go take a look at the website if you haven't recently. There's a lot on there. Right, let's move on then. Let's get some more questions from you. The the chat is really behaving today. It's been logging me out every time I go away and come back recently, but at the moment it seems to be behaving. Our songs on YouTube. Can Rekordbox sync with songs stored on your NAS wirelessly instead of cloud storage in a house setting, that is? All of them can if you're technical enough and you know what you're opening yourself up to by keeping your database for your DJ software away from your local DJ computer. But you do need to be technical to do this, and you do need to understand you could mess things up. These things aren't impossible. I've experimented with them all over the years. Just know what you're doing, but I would say if you are serious about your DJ collection and your DJing and just having everything work whenever you need it to, I'd stick with one of the manufacturer solutions, of which Rekordbox is the only official one as far as I know right now. This is from Rane, who says, I'm looking to upgrade my DDJ-800 controller to a standalone unit because my laptop overheats for outside gigs. I go back and forth between the RX3 and the RX2. The only worry with the RX2 is the slow song loading and support. Get the RX3, it's the most recent one. It's my short advice there, Rame. Sorry. So this one from Mr. Deja Vu King. Hi Phil, I hope you're well. I am, I hope you are too. Very sadly, many nightclubs in my city have closed, and the ones that are left are only open a maximum of 2 nights a week. Is DJing in clubs still a good ambition? Or should you have multi-route ambitions? It's a really good question. It is what it is, I would say. You can't change stuff. So if you really want to be a DJ in clubs and there's only 2 clubs in your city, go to a bigger city. If there is a gap in the nightlife in your city because there's only 2 clubs, they're only open 2 nights a week and they're not playing the music you and your friends want, start a club night and play the music you and your friends want. That's what I did, and it got me everything I could possibly have wanted from DJing, including playing at Privilege, the biggest club in the world. And all through starting a club night, all through not knowing what the hell I was doing, me and my friend, we just invited our friends along. We did it once, we just did one. Then we did another one, then in the end we did it once a month. Then we did it every fortnight, then we did it every week. All the time we're learning, we're moving up, learning about booking DJs and learning about promoting. And in the end, as I say, I was DJing in Ibiza. In the end, I got everything I wanted, including buying a house, in cash. They were the days. But that all came from just playing the music that we felt was missing from our local scene. So it's the fact, and that was in 1992, 93, in a big recession, right? All the clubs were closing. Is that what it's like now? I don't know where you are in the world, but for you, is the fact that the clubs are closing, meaning there's gaps where the music that you want to hear isn't being played? Do it yourself. I'm not promising it's going to lead to Ibiza and stardom, but it will give you something to do, it'll give you fun, it'll give you somewhere to play your music, and who knows, it might make you some money. So times change, right? There's never, one thing I can tell you is it's never easy. There's no easy route to doing this, but doing what it feels easy to you is my biggest advice, because you're going to be passionate about the things that interest you, right? There's no point thinking, well, there's no clubs in my city, I'm going to have to start playing commercial music and kick one of the Saturday night DJs out of one of the clubs that's left, if you don't want to play commercial music to a Saturday night crowd, because your heart won't be in it. So following your heart and thinking that everything will come true in the end sounds a bit hammy, but all I can say is it worked for me back in the day. So Dremy says, I'm new to DJing and I'm learning everything at once. Good, Dremy, welcome. What is your take on record pools for getting your library started? Yes, okay, so a record pool, for those of you that don't know, to name a few, BPM Supreme, DJ City, Zip DJ, Promo Only. A record pool is somewhere where you subscribe as a working DJ, and their definition of working DJ is extremely loose. Send them to a Facebook page with your picture at the top and you'll probably get in. You subscribe as a working DJ, costs you $30, $40, $50 a month, and you can download as much music as you want. It's generally new music, and the idea here is that you're playing that music to your audiences and you're helping to break new records, right? That's the history of these things. All of the stuff I've just said is taken with a pinch of salt nowadays, but these places still exist and you can still sign up to them and you can still use them. The benefit to you as a DJ is lots and lots of unlimited music, as long as you're happy collecting newer music, because they're not like Spotify. They're not full of music from 1940s up till now. It's new music for DJs. So as long as that's good for you and you're into that, they can be great. because you get the best versions of the new music. You get the versions with beats to mix in and mix out, maybe a cappella intro versions, clean versions, short versions, extended versions, danceable versions of songs that are big but aren't very danceable. All this stuff is available to you as a Record Pool subscriber. The trap of Record Pools is thinking, oh, lots of music, and then spending the next 6 months of your life downloading every single thing that they upload. Because you're going to end up in the position that one of our fantastic subscribers is in a little bit earlier on today's show, saying, my hard drive's full. And there's no point, hoarding music because it's free, right? It's not free money. It's not like, oh, it's everywhere, I'm going to gather it all up. You should treat the Record Pool as somewhere where you're very discerning about what you download. Because although you're not paying any extra per track once you paid the subscription, what you are paying for is your time and effort and hard drive space and attention. So only treat it as if you're paying for each individual track and go through the same process. Do I really like this? Can I really play this? Have I got something better than this already in my collection? By the way, we talk about all this in the book. We have something called the playlist pyramid in the book, where we teach you that all the world's music, imagine a pyramid, all the world's music is at the bottom of the pyramid, and the tracks you play in your DJ sets at the very top of the pyramid, and your job as a DJ is to filter that pyramid as you move from the bottom to the top in order to get the right music for your sets. Here's our playlist pyramid, right? And the problem is that you don't narrow with a download pool, because you download everything, so it's like a playlist rectangle, right? Even when you get to the top, you've got far too much music in your collection. So be discerning, get this pyramid pirouetting? Yes, let's pirouette into the best music for you, the music you actually play at the top of the list. Loving it. Thank you for the question. So yeah, a download pool is worth trying. I mean, you can try it for a couple of months. If you don't like it, it's not working out for you, try another one, or just don't do it. Right, so Sarah is giving a big thumbs up for my daughter, saying all that dancing paid off. In lockdown, we used to do live streams from our balcony because we couldn't leave the house, and my little daughter, who was only 7 then, danced nearly every week, and now she's DJing, so Sarah's happy for her. Thank you, Sarah. Right, so Benny, oh actually, sorry, that's not Benny at all. And I can't pronounce your Greek name. Hello, Benny, by the way. Hello, Benny. I can't pronounce your Greek name, but thank you. You say, when you choose songs from different decades for a gig, how do you check your library for the next song? By genre, by year, by artist, or by playlist? Thank you. Yeah, it's a really good question. So you've got a really wide genre of music, really wide collection of music. How do you, and you're playing across the decades, how do you choose the next song? So there's 2 bits of advice I've got for you here. The first piece of advice is to go through your library, giving all your songs an energy level. So this is a star from 1 to 5. Some DJ software has got a column that you can put stars in. I'm pretty sure Rekordbox has. I should be sure. I'm in the middle of filming a course about it at the moment. Of course it has. So you get this rating column down the side, right? You can give every song some stars, like give that one 4 stars, for instance, give that one 2 stars. Now this isn't how much you love the song, because hopefully if the songs in your collection, you love them all. No, this is how energetic the song is, right? So then you can sort by this column. So I've only done 4 songs there, but then you can sort by it. You've got your most energetic songs at the top and your least energetic songs at the bottom. And this way, when you want to play like a midnight, as in the middle of the night set, where the dance floor is kind of busy, but it's not the peak time or anything, you're going to be looking for songs around the 3. So now, instead of looking at your whole collection, you can hone in on the 3s. At this point, you can also sort by BPM, and then you've got songs in a similar BPM at a similar energy level. And now you're looking at a whole bunch of songs that are likely to sound good together, even though they're from lots of different decades. So there's just one example there of how you can use the metadata to carve a big collection into a smaller collection. And you can do this with smart playlists or just by clicking at the top. But it does involve having that metadata correct. Another way of doing it is to play chunks from each kind of rough time. So if you're in the 1980s, play a few 1980s songs together, because the people who like that stuff are likely to also like other stuff from the same kind of time period. So here's a great classic wedding DJ's trick, right? You're playing a wedding, you've got everyone from the 3-year-olds with their little trousers on, skidding across the dance floor on their knees, all the way up to the old folk who remember ballroom dancing when they were kids, right? You've got the lot. How do you do that? And one big tip is to start with the older folks and slowly play towards the younger folks. And then literally you're playing through the ages for your music. The idea being that towards, in Europe, in the UK, the wedding discos go on for a long, long time. It's not quite the same as in the States. There's certainly some parts of the States where, you might only get an hour at the end of the event where it's dancing. In where we are, you'll have the wedding, it'll be in the daytime, 7 o'clock at night, the music starts and it's still going at 3 in the morning if you've got a good wedding, right? So that's a big chunk of time to do this. At 7 o'clock, you play for the older folk, and then as they start to get tired and drift off to bed in the hotel or whatever, the younger folk are just getting ready to go, then you can start playing and you end up at the end of the night playing for the wedding couple who are probably in their 20s or whatever and their friends. So yeah, that's another way of doing it, to stick to the years and just play towards the current. But anyway, it's a great question. Thank you for asking it. Guys, girls, I've got to go. If you enjoy this stuff, we're always live on a Tuesday and Thursday, 3 p.m. in London, 10 a.m. Eastern, in school term time. So we're always live there for those periods. Come and join us. We're here next week, for instance. Tuesdays is always, usually a live lesson, and Thursdays is usually a all questions session like this, where we might start off with a tip, like we did today, but then we'll go on to just all questions about anything you want. If you didn't get your question answered, I'm very sorry, but there is no way we can answer them all. We have thousands and thousands of people watching these and hundreds of questions every week. However, if you are a digital DJ tips student, and that means you are a paying student of any of our courses, you should get into your Student Hub Facebook group, because every month in there we do one of these just for our students, and every question gets answered. And if you're not a digital DJ tip student and you like the idea of being able to come to myself and to Steve, my creative partner here at Digital DJ Tips, he's always there as well, and ask questions, any questions you want about your DJing, and always know that we're there to help. You're invited. Just grab a course, and we've got courses on everything that you could possibly want in the DJing world. So come and have a look at our courses on the courses page on the website. And as soon as you get one, the next thing that happens is you get an email with your invite to Student Hub, where that student live happens. And in fact, the next one, I do believe, is next Wednesday. So anything you do now and sign up to now, you'll be ready to come and join us then. Meanwhile, though, from me in the studio, I'm heading out into the sunshine now. It's the end of my day. Thank you for joining us. All that's left for me to say is get good, get out there, make the moments, and I'll see you on another one of these very soon. Till then, bye-bye.